I would be really interested to know how many episodes I've started up here. Well, mainly up there, but... Whoa! Seems like anytime I want to start an episode, I'm like, okay, gotta go to the top of the castle. But this might just change, because today I'm thinking about doing something with the castle, right? Because the castle's okay. The castle's okay for a beginner. But it actually looks really cool from a distance. Now the sun's gonna go down. So, if we're down there, it looks pretty good. It looks like a fairly standard castle, but when you come up nice and close, it doesn't look the greatest. Now, there's been something holding me back from doing anything with this castle, and it was the stuff that I had down here. But it's all gone. Where has it gone, you may ask? Well, let's go and have a look. I decided after a long time of being here, like, look, everything's gone. It's just ripped to pieces. Long time being here, that it is not the greatest setup. Like, everybody starts out, well, not everybody, but a beginner Minecrafter starts out and they're like, okay, you're gonna build a castle, because that's just what you're gonna do, right? No, don't build a castle, you idiot. Build something interesting. Castles are boring. I'm probably gonna build a castle this episode, just a heads up. But the other thing was, it was always so far away from town, and I had all my supplies there. Made no sense, because I'd always have to travel all the way over that way and then come back over here. Build myself a house. This is my first house in the world that is mine. So I've called it home. I'm thinking of building a custom tree here. I just don't want to block out Robert's view too much. So let's go inside and have a sleep, and we can have a little bit of a look around here. Really simple house. Didn't do too much because, I mean, I'm not going to be spending all that much time here. And I sort of learned from the castle that I didn't need to make anything too big. So obviously, if you've been watching all the episodes recently, you know that this is the land where we used to have the original mine site. So underneath is a big hole. Now, Phil from Fat Dragon Gaming decided that this land was haunted and was starting to, you know, spread some words around the town and let people know that this land was haunted and not to buy it and all these sorts of things. So I thought, you know what? Screw that guy. I'm just going to have it for myself, and then I don't need to worry about anything. So I've gone for a bit of a brick design here, and just trying to keep it a bit different. I didn't want to be too similar to Robert's house here, but it's a similar style to sort of keep with it. This roof bit is fairly similar to this part here. But anyway, let's get inside and have a look before we start rambling too much. Now, just some decorative stuff in here. I've got myself a crafting bench, and then just a little chest in here for whatever I want. And a chest in here just for my valuables. High ceiling, but nothing up the top. It's just a single story here. Now, if anybody has been paying attention and watching for a while, they'll remember this guy. This guy. You're not really working with me, Spot. Come on, Spot. Look at me. Okay, he's not going to look at me, but that's Spot, and I made him nice little... You going to look at me? Does your name come up? Where's your name? He was named Spot, but that is Spot. He lived up in the castle. Now he lives down here. And let's go down. So, then I have used all of this space that was underneath to my advantage. Here's my new storage area. New and improved, but less improved because it's not an automatic storage area. Because, you know, that thing was just annoying. And anytime a new block came in, you had to go and stuff around with it. Pain in the butt. So, what have I got here? I've got like a bunch of just building materials, basically. I'm not going to put stairs and all that stuff because they go in the shops up in the town. We've got all of our more valuable ores and things over here, and then a big furnace system, which is not the most efficient, but it looks pretty cool, and just cooked food and then stuff, and then these are just overflow chests with crap in them that I need to move. go down deeper, and I did this like trapdoor design thing because I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool, but whatever. Let's continue. Farms. Okay, so vines are generally the things that I don't have much of, so I decided to do more vines than do the cocoa beans. But yeah, all of the main essential farm stuff, just really simple stuff. Didn't need anything overly complicated, so there we go. There's farms, and then down here I don't have anything down here yet. Not sure what I'm gonna put here. Maybe like an armory or something, I don't know. I have dug down where this cobblestone is. I've actually dug down to like level 10, I think, or something, and I was thinking maybe put the mine right down the bottom for if I need anything, but I don't really need a mine at this stage, so I think I'm good. So let's continue. Let's go back to the castle, I guess. Maybe I'll just like fast forward over there, because as I was saying, it's a very long journey, so I'll meet you over there. Oh, just wait a second. So this is what I was talking about earlier. See, the castle looks pretty cool from a distance. Like, the shape's all right, but when you get close, you see how boring and plain it looks. Let's get over there. Okay, we're back. So, I have this double chest here. I'm gonna fill it. Fill it with the castle. I will put the castle in this chest. It will be a magic trick. No, it won't be a magic trick. Hopefully it all fits in there. But I'm thinking of clearing it and starting again. Because I could go through and try and make this thing look better, but I don't really like the shape of it or anything about it anymore. So, I will destroy this place, we'll have a flat surface, and we'll start again. Because that sounds like fun. So, bear with me, I'll be right back. Well, that looks a little bit different now. It's gone. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? I think it's gonna be okay. I think this is good progress. Yeah, I'm just looking at this for the first time. That thing has been sitting on top of that hill for over 2 years. And every time I've walked past that, sort of through that road, I've seen it, and there's nothing there anymore. Oh, still a bit of work to do up here. There's some of the stuff underneath that I still need to clean up. Stupid egg. Well, there's still a lot of work to do, but for the demolition What's up with the chickens? Would have been great if a chicken spawned there. Yeah. So, firstly, this area isn't big enough, so it needs to be expanded a bit, which that's gonna take some work. But yeah, I've still got to clear all this out. What I'm thinking is I'll just sort of try to clear it all back to just dirt, get rid of the sandstone and all that stuff, and have a nice fresh start. So I'll do that. Obviously gonna have to do something about this path as well. I've got some plans here as to what I want to do, but what I'll do is I'll finish off the demolition process, and then once we've done that, we'll come back and we'll do a bit of planning. But yeah, this place is gonna be different. I'll see you soon. Okay, so that's everything tidied up now, and I'm ready to actually start building something. Now, my plan. I'm still sketchy on the details. I think once I start to build it, it'll come together a bit more, but this is a 64 stack of sandstone here that we're high in the sky. We probably don't need to be this high, but what I was thinking was, obviously this place was too small, so I'm thinking of expanding. Now, this forest area over here is at about the same height, so I'm thinking if we cut down these trees and bring it out here more, and possibly build up some of the back here a little bit more and have a cliff face on the back. Could be what we do, but I'm going to start with the path here. So I've taken away the stairs and the fences that were there, because what I'm thinking of doing is I don't mind the up and down. I think that's a pretty good way for us to get up here rather than just a straight up path, because I don't think that would look very good. I think what we'll do is, rather than just having it straight up and down, we'll have like curves. So it's a little bit hard to explain, but imagine rather than these being rectangles, we have like, I guess, semicircles. And I'm going to do this all out of sandstone. We're going to keep the sandstone theme so that it's still got some sort of reference back to what it was. But yeah, so I might get started on that, and then once I've made progress on that, I'll show you what I'm actually thinking. It's a bit hard to explain, but I'll do that, and then I'll come back when I've made some progress. I think this is going to look better. This is already starting to look really cool. Just from here, it's already a lot more detail than what it was previously, and I think the design's a little nicer as well. So I've been spending quite a bit of time trying to get the detail in, and I think we're getting somewhere. So I've kept obviously the sandstone. I want to keep the same feel as the old castle, but look at this. Doesn't that just feel a lot more grand and epic? A little run down as well, I suppose. So the path is a mixture of a bunch of different materials, and then we've got obviously the sandstone with a mix of sand and smooth sandstone. And then I've also put in, I should get rid of this one here. Didn't see that before. The cyan hardened clay just in behind some fences, just as an extra point of detail. So you'll get this feel of the semicircle that I was talking about. It's still fairly straight, but from up above, we should be able to get a bit more of a feel. I knocked down the trees over here, so that's where I was talking about expanding to before. And I do think this will need to go out a little bit further as well, but I may need to go and find some dirt somewhere. I think I've got a little bit in some chests, but I don't know if I've got quite enough. Maybe I'll just use some cobblestone as well. But if we let's just build up over here and have a look at the feel of what we've got. I think it's pretty good. I did put fires in the tops of the little tower things along the way, whatever they're called. I won't go all the way up, but yeah, you can see that I sort of started with like a circle, semicircle shape. And yeah, I think that turned out pretty good. So the wall's going to come along here, and then I'm not quite sure on what I want to do with the rest of the space yet. I'm going to have to take some time to plan it and decide what I want, but we're certainly going to have a bit more space if we go out over there than when we originally had the castle here. So just wanted to give you an update, show you what I did with the path and how that turned out. And yeah, I'll keep working on this, and when I've made some more progress, I'll come back with you. Okay, so next step of the process, we have to work out the structure, which is what I've done. I've finally worked out the structure. So no detail in this thing yet, basically just working out where buildings were going to be so that I could get to the detail. So detail is going to be the next step, I think. We'll go up there and have a look and see. I don't think we're going to need any more structures. I think we're pretty good. So this is sort of the shape that we're going for here. With a lot of towers, and we've got like this bridge, which I think is probably a little too thick. A lot of this stuff will change when it comes to the detailing, but I just wanted to work out basically how everything goes. So I don't think we had this. I think last time we just had the path, and I don't know how detailed it was either. Probably had about the same amount of detail in it then. But then I've done this thing over here. I don't know, for some reason I was like, what if something jutted out of the mountain? And once we get up there, you'll see that sort of wraps all the way around the castle. So we used to have like, I guess a wall around the castle that you could walk around. Now that sort of replaces that. I'm not sure if that'll get a bit taller with detail, or like details are going to change this thing a lot. So what we see here is definitely not resembling the final product. But as we go up there, I wanted to explain what I've decided to do with the castle, because obviously I've got my house now. I no longer need to live up in the castle, and it's pretty impractical for anybody to live up in the castle, really. And as I've been going through designing the castle, I haven't really kept in mind anything like places to store things and all that. I mean, you could use it for that, but I don't particularly want to. So a little while ago, we launched our Patreon for Predictable Amusement, and one of the rewards in, I think, the second tier is that it's called Craftless Contributor. And what it is, stupid cow, we'll go through this in a second. What it means is that if you pledge that certain amount of money per month, that you get to have a sign in a special place in Craftless with your name on it to say thank you for helping the channel, basically. And I thought there couldn't be a better place than here in Spawn. What do? Let's rebuild the castle. So all of these towers, now I haven't detailed once again, so look terrible inside, but we've got so much room in here, and I'm not sure if I want to do ladders or if I want to do spiral staircases. This was just temporary, but we could get like signs all the way in here. So I mean, sky's the limit if we have lots of people that want to support the channel and help out, then we've got plenty of room. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 towers, and then this is like a throne room. So now I'll explain this while I'm here. So I was finding it very difficult to work out where buildings would go and how things would be. And then I sort of decided to start doing these towers, and I was kind of like, yeah, towers are cool, but I still want to have like a throne room style thing. But then it looked odd on the ground just beside all these towers, and I tried doing like a normal building, I guess you could say, a normal building, a normal castle building, but everything was just too square. So I had quite a lot of trouble, and I had to tear things down a lot. And then for some reason I decided, well, why don't we sort of like build it up higher and have it supported by some pillars, dig this out and have like a water area. So this is, you're gonna have to die because you're really throwing my mood here. I'm sorry for this, but whoa, you missed. Good work, Dylan. Well done. So I'm thinking this is going to be like a really natural castle. So at the moment we don't have much here. These half slabs sort of just represent where a path would go, and then I've just got my building junk over there. But yeah, I'm thinking we have a lot of trees, a lot of water. So this is just a little taste of what we're going to have. And I think we could come up with something really unique. There could even possibly be a tree in here in the water somewhere, but I don't know. So like I was saying, from down there, we've got this little path here, and it's kind of like a wall around. So it's a little rough at the moment, but once again, details, they're gonna add to this thing. So we go up and around, and I did all these like circular pads, and this probably looks terrible from down there. I would assume it's basically, yeah, there's probably just a lot of dirt and stuff because I haven't really looked at that side yet, but that's the least of my worries considering it's not even going to be in our view. So here we have like our throne room style thing. So maybe no signs in here, maybe just a throne, but I don't know. Maybe if people want to donate like a ridiculous amount of money, maybe they get a place in the throne room. Maybe we'll think about that in the future. We'll see what happens, but very basic at the moment. And that path then wraps around down over here. We've got this little bridge thing connecting the two of these, and then that tower, and plenty of room here. So I think I'm going to get back to work, get into the details of things, and hopefully when we come back, this looks really nice. I'm pretty excited, so I'll see you soon. It's finally done. I'm just going to have a quick sleepover at Brendan's place, and we'll get into this thing and have a look at it. Pretty damn excited to be finished with this project, to be honest. This has taken a long time. It's actually been many weeks, and I do apologize to anybody who's been hanging out for a Craftless episode, but we're finally done. And after this, we're going to do some little projects for a while, but here we are. And this probably looks a lot different to last time that we saw it. So details galore in this thing, and also there's not any snow at the front here. So I've done a lot here, and it's going to take a little bit to go through it, but bear with me, this will probably be a little bit of a longer episode. It probably already is, but it's been a big project, so let's go through it and see what we've got. So just from up here to start with, now, obviously the snow was all the way across, everywhere, and I was sort of going back and forth and sort of thinking like, do I get rid of the snow or do I keep the snow? And now the reason for this is it doesn't snow here anymore. This technically isn't a snow biome anymore. I don't know what it is. It would be really cool to have some PC features and be able to see what biome it is, but it doesn't snow, so I didn't mind that it was like a snowy castle, but then when you accidentally delete a snow block or you do something and then you have to replace it, it's kind of a hassle to keep going back and forth. So I'm not going to worry about the rest of the snow area because it's massive behind. You've seen behind the castle, it's massive. So we're just going to do this part for now. But I think it looks good. It's pretty natural. I've gone through and put a whole bunch of grass down. I've got rid of all of the flowers because I didn't really like the yellow and reds popping out, which are the only real colors that come in that biome. But I think we could potentially add some little white flowers or something in the future. You will see there's some flowers up in the castle, but we'll get to that shortly. The other big change here is you may remember the railway line that came through here and that goes over to Frostshire. So the rail is still there, but it stops up in the snow here because I didn't really like it coming through. It's kind of like, it's very bulky and just didn't quite fit in. And I think that's sort of the problem with the rails in this game is, I guess it's not a problem, just they look really weird when they're a straight shot for ages, and if you're doing turns, they don't look very natural. You can't do like a long curve. If you could curve them slowly over blocks, that would be really cool, but you end up with a zigzag and it kind of looks a bit rough. So we've gotten rid of that, and we've done a bunch of work to the castle. So like I said, I was going to add details, and I have done that. I have added details. Oh, the other thing while we're up here, I added a whole bunch of stone here. So this was all grass on this side, and I wanted to match it up to the other side so that it all feels fairly stripped away. And then over this side where I didn't really want to change it, I just put a bunch of trees. So let's just jump on down and have a look at this place. I think, yeah, I did some work on this side too, but nothing major. Put some trees here just to line this bridge walkway area, and yeah, if I do miss anything that you think I don't know, you want to know more about, let me know. I've been working on this for ages and kind of forgotten what I've changed at some points. So I guess last time we had a lot of this stuff here. I changed this path up a little bit, could still use some work, but pretty much the same as before. This path's been here for a long time now. I added a little bit more detail in this section of it, and Yeah, okay. Let's go crazy. So first thing, there was a gate here. There was two sort of towers with a gate, and I removed that because from a distance, when I was starting to work on the throne room more, it was sort of blocking the view and looked a little strange. Now, I probably could add a little bit more detail in here. I had to extend this throne room platform out because it wasn't quite as long as I wanted it to be. So could go through and bulk it up a little bit more, but I'm not too worried about it. It kind of looks alright anyway. Now, we've added a bunch of water and flowers and grass and trees. Like I said, it was going to be really natural. So I've done that. And I don't know if I explained last time that this was going to be for the Patreon thing. So I think we can safely call this the Craftless Contributors Castle. I think that'll basically be the name of the castle. And yeah, we'll get back into some of that stuff later. But the other thing, the sort of major thing that I changed from last time was this bridge. Now there's a tree sort of supporting it here as well, but that's fine. It was really thick, and I went through, and I had a lot of trouble with this bridge actually, and I don't know what it is. It's sort of like, I think it's just on, like, the entrances are on separate levels, but I was trying to get a natural curve, and like every time I did something I would have to like go back to there to look at it properly, and it just took a lot of time. But obviously we've kept the sandstone, which you've seen for a while now, but also we've kept the cyan clay. I do like that, and then put in the woods. Now I have strayed away from spruce for the most part and gone with oak. Just seems to be a little bit of a nicer transition. So did some details on this stuff, added some fires along the way. We'll have a look at this place at night time. I think it looks pretty good. Now, up here, the throne room. Now, this was something I actually did in creative first, in a test world, just because I had no idea what I was going to do with this thing, and it required a lot of scaffolding out around the sides when I was building it. So I think it turned out pretty okay. I'm reasonably happy with it. These roof parts are a bit weird, but it's fine. We're going to leave it. We're going to leave it, and this is what we've got. So nice little sort of rug on the way up. We've got some armor stands. I put some crafting benches up here. Obviously, they have a very special place in this world, so they're up here in the throne room. And just a nice little throne chair. I came up with this design myself, but I'm going to assume that somebody else has done this as well, because I think it looks pretty decent. So we have our throne and a little chandelier and whatnot, but I think that looks pretty good. Happy with that. And then we walk all the way around, and we'll go up inside some of these towers and have a look at the place as well. So lots of water around the place, lots of flowers, lily pads. I think it looks pretty good, pretty natural. I haven't done anything with any vines or leaves. I could do something with those, but haven't bothered at this stage. Just a little viewing platform here. I just thought it'd be nice just to have somewhere. Probably like you'd probably have some tables out here, and people would like eat or something. I don't know. Whatever. You can do whatever you want here. So pretty cool little viewing spot. And let's go and check out these towers. So this tower and the tower on the other end, beside there, are basically identical. Small differences, but if we go in one, we've basically gone in all of them. So I think I spoke about the signs last time. The Patreon members will have signs. So I'm thinking on these sort of cyan pillars that I've got on the way up is where we'll put the signs. I think that should give us quite a bit of room. So just on a spiral staircase all the way up, and it's a pretty long way up. We've got another crafting bench up here, just symbols and stuff. So cool glass piece. Did I really not put any glass there all this time? You were kidding me. That's ridiculous. How did I miss that? Can lightning destroy glass or something? I'm sure I would have put glass there. Okay, it's gonna drive me nuts. I'm gonna have to put glass there. Broken windows, you know, they happen sometimes. So nothing right up the top. It's basically just empty up there. Probably gonna have a creeper drop down on me at some point. That'll be fun. Now, these two. So no access to this tower because I'm in the water, because there's water all the way around it. So you got to go up this one, and that's the whole point of the bridge. Otherwise, there wouldn't really be much point of it. Now, just behind here, there's not a whole lot, just a bunch of grass and stuff like that. Let's go on up and have a look. So this tower's weird. I made it like more of a rectangle shape, and then it made this like staircase really weird. The other reason is because I put glass here, because I decided let's mix it up and put glass on this level. And you kind of get to this point where, I mean, I could have put the staircase on the outside, but then it thins out up here. So I put this stuff on the side to try and sort of like look like a natural sort of barrier. I think it looks a little weird, but I don't know what else I could do. Someone could give me some suggestions there. That would be grand. That's kind of weird. I think I need a sandstone block here. So this is the thing, you build something, you think you've done a marvelous job, and then you go through it and it looks crap. No, it looks fine. It's just some things missing. So I'll go through and tidy it up. Now up here I've put, I don't know, some sort of lighting. Just put some glowstone up here. And that looks pretty cool. A lot of these lights are intentionally placed so from a distance at nighttime it looks pretty cool. You'll see like the light shining out of these things. So this is our bridge. Now let me just see. So we go up a full block and we go down, what, 2 blocks? Yeah, so that was probably why it was a bit weird. It was just because it's like on a separate level, but I think it turned out pretty good, and it's a cool little viewing spot as well. We've got our tree here, which is holding the whole thing up. And then this one's a little special because we've got like a little viewing spot up here. It's really the only purpose that it serves. We're in peaceful, so you don't need to worry about the nighttime thing. We don't want any creepers jumping on us right now. So let's go down here to absolutely nothing. So obviously this is surrounded in water. I was thinking put the cyan pillars in here if we run out of space for signs. I'm not thinking we're going to run out of space anytime soon. We'll work on this tower and, whoa, I was really turned around. The tower over there and that tower. And see how we go with that first. So I think what we should do is do our first sign, because we have one to do, and that's exciting. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, everyone knows, hopefully by now, our great friends over at Fat Dragon Gaming. Phil plays on this server, if you could call it a server. Maybe one day it'll be a server. Is there a... I thought there was a dirt block there. I was going to be really angry about that. And Phil has pledged some money on our Patreon, and therefore Phil gets a sign. He's actually the first sign ever. I'm sure he'll be super happy about it. Should we work from the top? What do you think's more exciting, being like the first one in here, or being right at the top? Oh, I don't know. I feel like first is like, people are always happy about being the first thing. So maybe we'll start here and then work our way down. I don't know, this is hard choices, but let's see what it looks like here. So he's told me that he would like, can I click? That would be great. He would like his sign to, say Fat Dragon Phil. So let's go ahead and chuck that in there. Now I'm thinking, just to make things look nice, because we're going to have things that are one line, We'll limit probably names to 2 lines, unless somebody's got a super long name and they need all 4 lines. But I'm thinking we'll just put some dots or something underneath it as well, because why not? If the thing's gonna work. Where am I looking? Alright, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that. Boom. Okay, awesome. Our first Patreon sign is there. So we've done it. And let's go and have a look at this place from a distance at nighttime, and I'll show you what I meant by all the little lights. What we have for other lighting around the place, if you didn't see it, is just little spruce fences with torches on the top. I think that looks fine, and we do have glowstone in the water in some parts. Still a little bit dark in some places, but I think that actually looks better when you have some dark spots. You can't just light the whole thing up. Sometimes that just doesn't quite, it kind of looks a little bit overly done and not as realistic. So shaders will be cool for this game, and I'm not sure if I spoke about that, but there has been shaders announced for console, so that's going to be really freaking exciting. We will play with that when we can. So let's go up on the Colosseum. That seems to be the pretty standard place to view this thing from. And I wonder if we can notice that glass isn't in the window from back here now that I know about it. Well, probably not really, because you sort of don't see that side of it. But there you go. Look at that. What do you think? Tell me your thoughts. I'm excited to see what you think. I've spent a lot of time on this, and I think personally it's turned out really nice, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you want to have your name in the Craftless Contributors Castle, then swing over to our Patreon. There's a link in the description, and anything that you can give will really help out the channel. So I would like to thank you in advance, and I think that's going to do it for this episode. So until next time, I'll catch you later. I'll do this. I'll pop these other towers in, and I will be back. Welcome back. Ready for another progress report, and wow, look at that. Lots different to the last time we were here. So